Good morning to all my dear students. My name is Saroj Kumar Sethi, lecturer in chemistry, Nalanda Vidya Mandir, Plus 2 Science College, Barampur. Last class we have discussed about that is electrical property of a solid. Electrical property. Electrical property of solid. So we have discussed only about semiconductor and conductor. Okay, now we are going to discuss that is insulator. So before coming to part upon the insulator, once again I want to revise that one, that is conductor and semiconductors. So solids are showing conductivity on the basis of their electron movement. Okay, so solids are on the basis of conductivity, electrical conductivity, it is of three types, that is conductor, here semiconductor and insulator. So in general, solids having conducting range is up to, in general the conducting range of solid is, that is 10 to the power minus 22 10 to the power 7 10 to the power minus 22 10 to the power 7 ohm inverse meter inverse. Okay, this is the conductivity range of solids. So here in conductor, the conductivity range is, for the conductor conductivity range will be, that is 10 to the power 4 to 10 to the power 7 ohm inverse meter inverse. Okay, for semiconductor the range is 10 to the power minus 6 to 10 to the power 4 ohm inverse meter inverse. Okay, for insulator conductivity range is 10 to the power minus 22 10 to the power minus 10 ohm inverse meter inverse. Okay, why this is happening? So why the range of these three types is totally different? So the range is totally depends upon, that is the movement of electrons, or we can say that is the jumping or excited of electron from valence band to conduction band. हमें जानी चाहिए आगुरु जो इलेक्ट्रॉन जो आउटर मोस्ट वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन ऑर्बिटल थाए, आउटर मोस्ट ऑर्बिटल जो थाए सेही रेंज टाको निया जाए, दैट इज वैलेंस बैंड, तार हायर एनर्जी लेवल जोटा कि हायर एनर्जी अनऑक्युपाइड ऑर्बिटल ताको कोआ जाए कंडक्शन बैंड. वंस अगेन आई एम टेलिंग टू यू पीपल, जोठी ये होची वैलेंस बैंड, ओके, ये होची कंडक्शन बैंड. तो इलेक्ट्रॉन जा जो ऑर्बिटल रे प्रेजेंट थांती, दैट इज वैलेंस बैंड. This is valency band, and तार highest unoccupied orbital आपको क्या होची highest unoccupied orbital or unoccupied level, that is conduction band. It is conduction band. Okay, so when the electrons which present inside the valence band can easily jump to the conduction band, that is high unoccupied energy level, then it is said to be a conductor. In case of conductor, this is very easy task for electrons. In conductor these two bands are overlapping to each other. These bands are overlapping to each other. This is overlapped. overlap, we can say overlap to each others. Okay, these bands are overlap to each other. Here the electron present in valence band, here this is the electron which present in valence band, so it can easily jumps, it can easily jumps to conduction band, and due to that free movement of electron it conduct electricity. So in case of conductor, valence band and conduction band, the energy gap is very negligible, or we can say that is overlap to each others, or we can say as the gap is very small. Okay, small energy gap, we can say that is a small energy gap, small energy gap. Okay, small energy gap. The gap between valence band and conduction band is very less, but in case of semiconductor some gap is there, but in case of semiconductor, here we can draw, but in case of semiconductor this is valence band and this is conduction band. The gap is small, energy gap is small, energy gap is small in case of semiconductor. Under the raising of temperature, or we can say by raising the temperature for semiconductor, I am writing this point, by raising or by increasing the temperature by increasing the temperature, electron can excite to conduction band. Electron from valence band get excited to conduction band. Okay, and when this electron excited from lower to higher, from valence band to conduction band, then this semiconductor shows conductivity. So for semiconductor, some applied temperature is there, it must be required. By raising the temperature, electron will be excited from lower to higher, or we can say conductivity will be increases by increasing the temperature up to certain range. Okay, not up to fullest range, up to certain range, or up to less extent. So this is all about semiconductor. But in case of insulator, the gap is very large. That's why electron can't be jump from valence band to conduction band. That's why conductivity power is very less, or we can say that is very negligible in case of an insulator. Okay, this is all about semiconductor, this is conductor, and for insulator, this is insulator, this is conduction band, and here it is valence band. This is for insulator. Okay, in insulator the gap between conduction band and valence band is large, or we can say it is large energy gap. Large energy gap. Due to the large energy gap, electron from valence band can't jump to the conduction band. It can't jump to conduction band. That's why the conductivity range for insulator is negligible. Okay, so this is all about, that is conductor, semiconductor, and insulator. Now move on to, that is, what do you mean by extrinsic and intrinsic semiconductor? See, intrinsic semiconductor is that is a semiconductor, the conductivity range is depends by its own, or we can say it conducting the conducting power possessed by the semiconductor is by due to its own effort, that is intrinsic semiconductor. Okay, once again I am telling to you, extrinsic semiconductor, intrinsic semiconductor is, it is the conducting power generated by the semiconductor by its own effort, that is intrinsic semiconductor. Okay, I am writing this point, very important one. Interesting semiconductor means the conducting power generated by its own. For semiconductor, conducting power is due to by own effort. Okay, that is interesting semiconductor. Example we can say, that is silicon or germanium, like that. For extrinsic semiconductor, conductivity for semiconductor conducting power is due to adding up impurity. Conducting power is due to adding of impurity. Okay, इंट्रिंसिक सेमीकंडक्टर माने जो सेमीकंडक्टर से माने कंडक्टिंग पावर टा जनरेट करंती बाय इट्स ओन एफर्ट, निजे निजे एफर्ट रे बा निजे ओन क्रिएट करंती हला, निजे एफर्ट रे से माने कंडक्टिविटी पावर क्रिएट करंती, दैट इज इंट्रिंसिक सेमीकंडक्टर. एग्जांपल दैट इज सिलिकॉन, जर्मेनियम. एंड फॉर सेमीकंडक्टर, फॉर एक्सट्रिंसिक सेमीकंडक्टर माने फॉर सेमीकंडक्टर conducting power is due to adding impurity. Okay, under the extrinsic semiconductors, two types of semiconductors are there, two types of extrinsic semiconductors, that is n type and p types. So it is of two types, that is n type semiconductor and p type semiconductor, and p type semiconductor. N type and P type semiconductor. So what is N type semiconductor? Here N means extra electron or free electrons. When group 14 elements are doped with or adding impurities with to group 15 elements, then the conductivity it increases or it enhances, that is known as N type semiconductor. So for N type semiconductor, here we can make a point that group 14 elements group 14 elements like silicon and germanium. These are semiconductor. These are pure semiconductor. Okay. Semiconductor are doped or doped means that is adding impurity. Are doped with group 15 elements. Group 15 elements are like that is arsenic and phosphorus. Okay. Then the conductivity increases. Conductivity increases. Okay, so this is N-type semiconductor, and P-type semiconductor means semiconductor that is silicon, germanium of group 14 are doped with doping means that is adding impurity, are doped with group 13 elements like boron, indium. Okay, group 13 elements, boron, aluminum, indium, etc. Okay, then its conducting power increases. Its conducting power or conductivity increases. Conductivity increases. How this worked? How this really works? Now I am going to explain this one. See, in N-type semiconductor, this is germanium. This is germanium. Okay. Germanium having 4 valence electron. It is arsenic. And one extra electron is there. Here it is germanium. It is germanium having 4 valence electrons. So each valence electron having a covalent bond. Okay, each valence electron having covalent bond between them. Okay, each germanium having covalent bond between them. But here it is arsenic having 5 valence electron, that is a pentavalent. Arsenic group 15 are pentavalent elements. Group 15 that is pentavalent. Pentavalent means 5 electrons are present in valence cell. Okay, group 15s, here we need to remember that one, that is group 15s are pentavalent. See, these are the specialties or crystallities of germaniums. So here, if we adding impurity of arsenic to that germanium, then in arsenic one extra electron is there. This is one extra electron, or I can mark it. this is extra electron. Extra electron is there. Okay, that extra electron is responsible for conducting power, responsible for conductivity, responsible for conductivity. Okay, so each germanium are having covalent bond to each other. Each germanium have covalent bond to each other. Okay, okay, each germanium having covalent bond to each other. Okay, each germanium is having 4 electrons. So the 4 electrons are binding 4 covalent bond with other 4 neighboring germanium atoms. Try to understand this one. This is a germanium crystal lattice. Okay, all the germanium atoms are having 4 valence electron, that is the tetravalency element. So all the 4 electrons are having covalent bond with 4 neighboring germanium atoms. But when this germanium is doped with arsenic, which is a pentavalent state, which is from group 15, then arsenic having 5 valence electrons. See, 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 valence electron of arsenic is there. So extra 1 electron is remains, that is responsible for conductivity. So this is n-type semiconductor. N means that is extra electron, that is the free electron which remains in arsenic, which enhances the conductivity. Okay, that's why it is named as n-type semiconductor. But p-type semiconductor, that is totally different. How it works? See, in p-type, semiconductor, the diagram will be like that. Okay, diagram will be like that. So this is germanium. This is germanium having 4 valence electron. Okay, another germanium. Another germanium. Another germanium. Okay, these are the having 4 covalent bond. Here in middle side, one indium is there. Indium atom. Indium, that is from group 13 elements. Okay, boron, indium, aluminum, etc. So in indium, total 3 electron is there. Total 3 electron present in its outermost orbital. So here, these are the 4 valence electron of germaniums. These electrons are binding with, that is binding in a covalent bond with indium. Indiums having 3 electrons only. Okay, indiums having 3 electrons only. So here it is germanium. Okay, so here this is the diagram. Okay, these are the diagram for p block, that is p-type semiconductor. Here all the germanium atoms have a 4 valence electron, and inside that space lattice one indium atom is there as an impurity. That indium having 3 valence electrons. So here one hole is there because each germanium having 4 electrons, and that 4 electrons are having covalent bond with other 4 atoms. Am I right or not? But here in place of this indium only 3 electron is there. So remaining part is that is whole 4 electron, that is whole. Okay, that is whole. Here one electron is absent, that is whole, and that is the whole is known as, that is P. P means whole. So here that whole can be filled by another electron from the germanium atoms, or that is adjacent atoms. That electron can be filled by, that hole can be filled by the electron from the adjacent atoms, and that electron which left its original position, so it becomes whole again. Here we can write one sentence, that is one statement, that is when germanium is docked with indium, 3 electrons of indium having covalent bond with 3 neighbor atoms. Okay, 3 neighbor atoms, but remaining portion a hole is formed. But remaining position so from this part I am continuing here. Remaining part is become whole for indium, and that can be filled, and that hole is filled by electron from adjacent atom by lefting its original position as whole, as whole, like this. By doing so whole spread across the lattice, and enhance the conductivity, and increases the conductivity. पिले बुझिया पे चेष्टा करो गोटे जिंस p type semiconductor means semiconductor that is silicon germanium of group 14 are docked with group 13 elements, that is boron and indium, then its conductivity increases. This is the diagrams. In these diagrams all the germanium atoms are having 4 covalent bond with their 4 other neighbor atoms, and here an indium atom is there, that is H impurity. In indium 3 valence electron is there, and remaining here one hole is there, and that hole is filled by other electron from the adjacent atoms, and by letting its original position as a hole, that hole is filled by another electron from the adjacent atoms. Like this hole is spread and conductivity increases. Okay, this is the full explanation, and from this point you will get, that is the remaining part. Here I am reading this one. When germanium is docked with indium, 3 electron of indium having covalent bond with 3 neighbor atoms. Okay, remaining part is become hole for indium, and that hole is filled by electron from adjacent atom by letting its original position as a hole. By doing so, hole spread across the lattice and increases the conductivity. This is all about p-type semiconductor. So this concept is very important. Most of time it asked in exam. So you people, you should know this. Okay. Then next part, that is applications of n-type and p-type semiconductor. Application of n-type and p-type semiconductor. What is its application? Application of n-type, p-type semiconductor. Semiconductor applications. First, it is used as a diode. It is used as a diode. Used as diode. Okay. And what is the role of diode? Diode is a combination of n-type and p-type semiconductor used as a rectifier. Used for diode, and the diode work as a rectifier. It works as rectifier. ये डायोड तैयारी होची और डायोड टा रेक्टिफायर रे तैयारी होची. Then NPN PNP ट्रांजिस्टर भी तैयारी होची. It is used for making of idea में लिख पर it is used for making of diode. Okay, making of diode, it works as a rectifier. Or it is used as a rectifier. It is used for making of, that is NPN and PNP transistor. PNP transistor which is used for that is amplifying signal or amplify radio signal, radio and audio signal, and as a photodiode, which convert solar that is light energy to light energy to electrical energy. Okay, electrical energy. So these are few applications of n-type and p-type semiconductors. Okay. Then next part, that is magnetic property of solid. Before going to that, once again I am telling to you, group 14 elements are used as a semiconductor. Okay, so group 14 which average that is valence electron is 4. So some compounds are there, compounds of group 12 to 16. Okay, group 12 to 16, and compounds of 13 to 15. Compounds of group 13 to 15 groups. Compounds of group 13 and 15 groups, by combining they can use as a semiconductor. By combining they can act as, we can say they can act as a semiconductor. Okay. Here one example we can take, that is zinc sulfide. Zinc is from group 12. Okay, and the sulfur is from 16. And here we can take, that is boron aluminum, that is boron arsenic. Arsenic. Boron is from group 13 and arsenic is from group 15. So group 12, 16 elements, combining them, they can act as a semiconductor. Okay, and group 13 and 15 elements, by combining them, they can act as a semiconductor because they have 4 electrons, okay, which act as like a silicon and germanium pure semiconductors. The next one, that is magnetic property of a solid. Okay. Magnetic property of solid is due to, that is, electron movement. Okay, magnetic property of solid. Magnetic property of solid. Magnetism of solid is due to, here we can make a point, magnetism of solid is due to two reasons. That is, first one, orbital movement of electron around the nucleus. First one, orbital movement of electron around the nucleus, and spinning movement of electron around its own axis. Spinning movement of electron around its own axis. देखो पिले एटा जो एटा अराउंड द न्यूक्लियस हमें जानि छे ये होची न्यूक्लियस टा तो ता चारि पाखे इलेक्ट्रॉन टा बुलुची हो कि नै ये गोटे मूवमेंट 1 मूवमेंट 2 गोटे इलेक्ट्रॉन टा सी ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन रे स्पिनिंग होची ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शंस तो ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शंस मींस गोटे एंटी क्लॉकवाइज गोटे क्लॉकवाइज एदर सी क्लॉकवाइज मूवमेंट करिवो और से एंटी क्लॉकवाइज मूवमेंट करिवो फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज इलेक्ट्रॉन्स so electron will move like this way, okay, or this way. So this is one type of electron, that is spinning movement of electron around its own axis. Another one, that is orbital movement of electron around the nucleus. So due to these 2 points magnetism create. Okay, so magnetism of solid is of many types. Examples are magnetism of a solid, it is categorized to, that is dimagnetism or diamagnetic substance, okay, then paramagnetic substance, then ferromagnetic substance, then antiferromagnetic substance, that is antiferromagnetic substance, and ferrimagnetic substance, that is last one, ferrimagnetic substance. The first one, dimagnetic substance, means it is the substance which shows weak repulsion towards magnetic field. And here, for this substance, all the electrons present inside it are paired electrons. So this substance have these substances having pair of electrons, pair of electrons. Okay, example we can take, that is benzene, okay, NaCl and water. These are some examples. Okay, that is diamagnetic substance. Examples are, that is benzene, NaCl and water. Similarly, paramagnetic substance. Paramagnetic substance. Paramagnetic substance. Here, these substances showing weak magnetic field. These substances are showing weak magnetic field, and it is due to, and the magnetic field is due to the magnetism is due to presence of one or more unpaired electrons. Okay, and the example for paramagnetic substance is, that is O2, MnO, like that. Okay, O2, MnO, or Fe2 plus, chromium 3 plus, etc. These are paramagnetic substances. And here one thing I want to tell you, that is, for paramagnetic substance, the magnetic lines, that is the movement of magnetic lines, is a random movement. Means the movement of magnetic lines are like that. Okay, this is the movement of magnetic lines. Magnetic lines produced by electron. This movement of magnetic lines are produced by electron. Okay, these are the random movement or disorderness of magnetic lines. Random movement we can say. For ferromagnetic substance, these substances are showing strong magnetic field. These substances are showing strong magnetism, strong magnetic character, magnetism we can say. Means that is strong force of attraction, or strong force of attraction towards magnetic field, and these substances having, due to presence of unpaired electrons, more number of unpaired electrons. So these substances are showing permanent magnetic field, because after removing the magnetic field they retain their magnetism character. That's why ferromagnetic substances are termed as a permanent magnet, due to presence of more number of unpaired electrons, and the substances is showing more magnetism is due to also that is same direction of magnetic lines produced by the electron. Okay, this is the dipole. Okay, this is the dipole moment or domain of dipole for magnetic lines. The direction for magnetic lines we can say that is direction of magnetic, same directions of magnetic line we can say, same direction of magnetic lines, or you can say that the domain. Okay, domains of that is substances, magnetic lines, same direction of magnetic lines, and due to that fact it shows a permanent magnetism, and even after removing that magnetic field they act as a magnet because they act as a magnetism. Okay, and these are showing that is strong force of attraction towards a magnetic field. Example, that is example we can take iron. Here we can take example iron, cobalt, nickel, etc. Iron, cobalt, nickel, and gadolinium. Gadolinium, the element which comes from that is the lanthanide series, gadolinium. Okay, these are the elements showing that is ferromagnetic substances, and its totally opposite is that is antiferromagnetic substances. Antiferromagnetic substance means those substances have domain structure similar to ferromagnetic substances. Those substance having similar domain structure to ferromagnetic substances, but they are in opposite directions. But they are in opposite directions. And due to that opposite directions, magnetic movement cancel out each other. Okay, here due to opposite directions, hence magnetic movement cancel to each other. Okay, here the magnetic moment that is mu is equal to 0, but the alignment is like that. Alignment, that is the direction is one upward direction, one downward directions, one upward, one downward. This is the movement of magnetic lines produced by the electrons of that substances, which termed as a antiferromagnetic substances. Here, due to the opposite directions of the magnetic lines, the magnetic character is almost 0 because they cancel out to each other. The directions are cancelled out to each other, hence magnetic moment becomes 0. And the last one, that is here the example we can take, that is manganese oxide. Okay, that example, that is manganese oxide, MnO. Manganese oxide, it comes under the antiferro magnetic substance, and MnO2 also another example we can take, that is MnO2. The last one, that is ferrimagnetic substances. In ferrimagnetic substances, in these substances the magnetic movement of the domains are aligned in a parallel and antiparallel directions. In these substances, the direction of domain, the direction of magnetic lines or domains are parallel and antiparallel directions. Parallel and antiparallel directions. means this, like this. Okay, and for this ferrimagnetic substances, the magnetic character is very less than ferromagnetic substances and more than antiferromagnetic substances. Okay, and examples are, we can take, that is Fe3O4, and MgFe2O4, MgFe2O4. These are some examples. Okay, that is ferrimagnetic substances. Once again I am telling to you people, diamagnetic substance माने that is opposite direction रे weak magnetic field देखेगा, opposite directions. Okay, due to presence of paired electrons. Examples: benzene, sodium chloride, and water. Paramagnetic substance means due to presence of unpaired electron, it shows of some feebly magnetism, that is a weak magnetism. Okay, so it is due to the presence of paired unpaired electrons. At least one unpaired electron is there, that is the minimum level, and maximum it may be 2, 3, 4 like that. But and their directions, magnetic lines of produced by the electrons are that is random directions. Okay, this is the domain alignment, which is a haphazardly in manner or random movement. Ferromagnetic substances which act as a strong magnetic property. Okay, and this magnetic property is due to presence of more number of unpaired electrons. And one thing you need to know, that the magnetic lines are in same directions, that's why they are showing strong magnetic field. They act as a permanent magnetism. After removing the magnetic field, they act as a tinny magnet. Okay, antiferromagnetic substances, those substances having similar domain structure to the ferromagnetic substance, but they are in opposite directions, hence magnetic moment cancel to each other. So and mu is equal to 0, and their magnetic lines are opposite to each other. Example: manganese oxide and manganese dioxides. And the last one, that is ferromagnetic substances. In these substances, the directions of magnetic lines domains are parallel and anti-parallel directions. Once again I am telling that in ferrimagnetic substances, the magnetic lines are that is parallel and anti-parallel. मु सेट लिखिछि, बट तुम मानको देखा जाय पारे न जाय पारे, तो सेट पे मु एडी पुनिया लिख दुछि, in ferrimagnetism, the domain alignment are like that. The direction of magnetic lines are like that. This is parallel and anti-parallel, and magnetic character is more than antiferro and less than ferromagnetic substances. So for this lecture, this much only. Okay, this chapter has completed, and you need to practice more and more problems about voids, tetrahedral voids, octahedral voids, and density related problems, and packing efficiency of FCC, BCC, that is cubic unit cells, and that is N-type and P-type semiconductor, that is electrical property and magnetic property. These are some important questions you may be asked to in a board exam. So you need to prepare thoroughly. Whatever you have doubt, you may ask. Okay, for this lecture, this much only. Okay, bye.